Welcome, my Chingus, to episode 94 of This Week in K-Pop. In this episode, we will talk about Babylon, Boa and Beanzino, Loco and Gray, Madtown, Sani and Reina, Sistar, Sophia Pei, and Taeyeon. My name is Steven, and with me is my lovely non-hat-wearing co-host, Josh.
Hello.
And This Week in K-Pop, if this is your first time, is a discussion podcast where we talk about the last 2 weeks worth of music videos, and every episode we pick our favorite music video.
Right.
You can, if this is your first time, I just said that twice. My bad. You can.
That's fine.
That's fine. Is that fine?
We're all about professionalism here at This Week in K-Pop.
That's true. We never restart. I never make a mistake.
No.
Right?
Never, ever.
Definitely not the third time, right?
Never.
But you can find this podcast at many places.
Yeah.
Right? You can find the audio version of this podcast on any podcasting platform, including iTunes or the Google Play Store. And you can find the video version a couple days later on our YouTube channel, This Week in K-Pop.
Oh.
Gotta remember to put that in the beginning.
Yeah.
That's how you guys find us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this week.
Oh my.
You know, we've been doing the every 2 weeks for a very long time. But
And there's a good reason.
But we still say this week.
Yeah.
We always do it. We should say this episode.
Because this week sounds much better than these past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or, you know, this episode also kind of sounds weird because we also have the after show. So it's like...
But this episode, it does feel weird.
Yeah.
But this week doesn't technically make sense anymore.
Yeah.
And we're all about technicalities here This Week in K-Pop.
Technicality and professionalism.
Yes, sir. And all that being said,
Yeah.
this episode,
Yeah.
the last 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
the this week and last week,
Mm-hmm.
this last half month, this last 1/26th of the year.
This past 14 days.
Yes, this past. Oh shit! Well, how many hours? Is that? I can't do that in my head. We're trying to delay, but it was donkey bullshit.
It was poopy. It was really bad.
It was really bad.
Really bad.
Again, we say this a lot, but it was really astounding at like how not great this week is.
And a lot of big names came out, right?
Yeah, I think last year there was this big summer, like it was like the girl group like,
Summer battle.
and
Yeah, that's right.
All of these big girl groups were coming out with these songs, and we were just disappointed in like almost all of them.
But on the flip side, like a lot of those songs did grow on us a little bit after we listened to them for some time. But when we first heard them last year, they were pretty bad as well.
Yeah, and this year it's feeling like it's kind of shaping up to be the same,
if not worse than last year. I feel like.
Yeah, and it's weird because like a lot of that is based off of our first listen, our first 2 listens. Right?
That's true.
Because we listened to it like 3, 4, 5, 8 times, you know, before we record this podcast, and some of the songs we're going to talk about today have grown on us.
Yeah.
But still, it's just kind of a bummer. Like when we
just
were
the
picking,
average.
when we Kai Bai Bo, we rock paper scissors to like pick, you know, our songs. We were like, oh my god,
dear Lord.
It's like picking between your worst students. You know, like
it's like, oh, what would you rather drink? Like dishwater or brush your teeth after you drink some orange juice? Like, oh, both of those don't sound great. Do I have to choose one of them?
I mean, I would pick orange juice because it's not dish fucking water.
That's true. And we chose the most toothpaste and orange juice songs.
Yes, we did. So let's just start with Josh's. He won the rock, paper, scissors this week. So let's start with Josh's favorite song of the episode.
Yeah. So my favorite song of the episode is by Babylon featuring Lil Boi with Fantasy.
처음 본 여잔 다 예뻐 세상에 너 말고 모두 다 한 번쯤은 본 것 같은데 Yeah Baby girl 너는 왜 예뻐 혹시 성격까지 좋은 거니 If 그랬다가 어떡해 넌 여자들의 wannabe 남자들의 fantasy 머리부터 발끝까지 완벽해 my muse tell my story 나는 아직까지 어디서도 느껴본 적 없지 Girl you make me fantasize about my dream 나 올렸다 내려 think I'm gonna crush 내 머릿속이
Fantasy. My fantasy is if Lil Boi went on this song.
What's your fantasy?
I know that. That is, don't say it. Maybe I don't. No, I know it. I know it's ludicrous.
Yeah, it's ludicrous.
Okay, there it is. Okay,
ludicrous.
I got it.
But I think the Korean translation of this song is any girl you look at for the first time is pretty. And that's a mouthful, but that's what it means.
That's kind of a different, that's a really different meaning than fantasy.
처음 여자 다 예뻐, I think is what the Korean is. But
You know, the music video makes a lot more sense now.
yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so Babylon is, in the last time we talked about Babylon a couple episodes ago, we gave him a nickname.
Yeah.
And that nickname is, he is the hooker.
He is the hooker. Not in the sense of he walks the streets at night.
No. Although he could. I don't know.
I mean, he's a handsome dude. But he sings very good hooks for songs. Most notably, Zico's song, Boys and Girls. He sings a hook for that. And we really, really like that song. And especially the hook.
Yeah. And his last song, which I think I picked as one of my, like... No, I don't think it was like the best song in the episode. But it was like...
solid release.
It was a solid release. And I've grown to like that song even more now. But this last song was called Between Us. Featured Doki.
Yeah.
And that was like... It had a great hook.
Yeah.
Like, that was when we termed the coin hooker.
Hooker, yeah.
Now, this is not as good of a song as Between Us.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I think there's a reason for that. Because Between Us had a very good hook, like you said. But this song, more than the hook and the chorus, the verse really shines.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I the reason for that being, I really think he kind of gets his Babylon-ness from the verse and kind of the way he sings, with a lot of different kind of techniques and a lot of different styles in the verse. Like the verse from verse 1 and verse 2 definitely sound totally different from each other.
Yeah, he puts a lot of kind of personality in his verses.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of, he put a lot of effort into those verses. And I thought that the chorus, while okay, it just wasn't to the same level of hookerishness that I'm used to from him.
But still, I think is a very, very good song. But unfortunately, there's kind of like this one part that really stains the song for me. Do you know what that is, Steven?
I mean, I know. I'm still a little confused why you call it a really, really good song. But
It's a really, really... I think it's a really good song. I wouldn't say really, really good anymore after this week. But comparatively, this week, it's a really good song.
That's true. Comparatively. And your really good is my, like, not bad, right? I always forget that. Because when I hear really good, to me, really good is like a 9. Right? Like, that's like a 9 hookers out of 10, right?
9
but like,
hookers out of 10.
This is not a 9.
No, this is definitely not a 9.
So what ruined it is, as I alluded to earlier, is Little fucking Boy.
Oh, Lil Boi.
Now, Lil Boi is from Geeks.
Yeah.
He was also on Show Me the Money 4. And I've always liked Lil Boi. I like when he's in Geeks.
Yeah, I really like Geeks as well.
Yeah. I really like his style of rapping. I really like how he never really took himself super seriously. But none of that is evident in this song.
So this song is like an R&B kind of song, and Lil Boi does not rap well to R&B in my mind.
No, he
like
does
there
not.
are some rappers who rap R&B kind of beats very, very well, but Lil Boi definitely is not one of them, and he does not bring it to this song.
Yeah. And like, Doke E also, like, he does, like, when we were talking about the last song, right, between us, we were a little afraid, because usually when a song features Doke E, it's like, oh god,
it's a little bit like billionaire, like hard kind of, more of a harsher hip hop rather than an R&B kind of ballad you'd hear, right?
Yeah, but after hearing Lil Boy's, I'm like, please God, bring back that Doki, because Lil Boi like knocks. What's the opposite? Complete opposite of knocks out of the park. He like stuffs the ball in his pants and then he gets hit with it.
If it's a baseball play, he grounds out into a double play. he grounds out into a double play.
Yes, I don't know baseball very well. I was gonna say he someone pitches it and he's swinging and it misses and it just goes straight into his nutsack.
Yeah.
Because it's not great.
Oh,
and it lasts
so
for way too long.
Too long.
Which is a shame because it does break up the song.
The R&B-ness of the song,
yeah.
Right? But
like right when you're kind of like getting into it, it's like, oh, Lil Boi shows up and you're like, oh, man.
Yeah, and the way he kind of raps his verse, it really just kind of breaks up and makes the song kind of choppy rather than giving a break from the R&B-ness. And I feel like this song, it could have done well with a rap portion, but Lil Boi, not the right choice for this one.
Yeah, I feel like Babylon should have looked up like an AOMG homie or even Zico, or like somebody more in tune to the R&B style. Because Geeks is not that, right? Geeks is like very poppy rap.
Kind of like
right?
acoustic rap even.
Yeah. They're kind of like, for me, like they're in the same-ish camp as like Brand New Music kind of rapping, right?
Yeah. A little bit more fun, a little bit brighter, kind of more up-tempo beats, right?
Like, they don't do super R&B, like Zico does or AMG does, right? No. So it's kind of sad. And, Babylon, we've said before, Babylon looks like a little kid trying to act like an adult.
He looks like a child.
Like, he was wearing grills in some of his, past music videos. Yeah. Ain't nobody fucking wear grills. Come on, man.
I think when we first saw the Boys and Girls music video, we're like, damn, Babylon, like, are you allowed to be in this party? Like, can you even drink, homie? Like, you young.
But he's pretty, I remember we looked up his age. Like, he's not super old, but he's
pretty young still.
He's probably 20-something, right? Yeah. But he's not wearing grills in this, thank God.
No.
But his outfits that he chose are just not great.
Like, they're this kind of like 80s weird windbreaker fashion that's sort of kind of coming back into like the hip-hop streetwear scene. But the way he kind of pulls it off in this music video, he really looks like he's dressing like a dad who's trying to be hip and doesn't know what's with the times,
Yeah.
And, he does a lot of dancing in this music video. And I think he would have done very well if he had kind of toned down his like kind of wardrobe choices, because the music video itself is a little bit kind of darker, a little bit gritty, just like Between Us. But then he has these like really flashy like 80s neon like windbreaker.
Yeah.
And it really, really just clashes with the whole kind of song and concept, in my opinion.
And I also think like when he's dancing, like he's wearing like very baggy clothes, and I think it just doesn't look as good. It doesn't look as clean. It doesn't look as nice when you're wearing kind of baggy 80s clothes. Like, I just thought it was a weird choice.
And he's doing a pretty good job dancing too, in my mind.
Yeah, it's not bad. I didn't know he could dance.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I missed it somewhere and some of his other stuff, but maybe he's stepping up his game, right? He wants to be, more into it.
Yeah. And that's great because for a while I felt like Korean R&B has been on the rise with like a lot of new artists that are kind of springing up from essentially nowhere. And Babylon is one of those people that I think if he continues to release songs like this or songs like Between Us or sing hooks like he did in Boys and Girls, I think he is going to do very well in the Korean R&B scene. Because he has a great voice, and he's starting,
like his voice.
and he's starting to kind of build steam and kind of recognition, and he has a lot of friends. Right?
It's true. He should not call on some of them though. Lil Boi, calm it down.